All right, YouTube. Going to be going over my NSV light bar and my headlight and fog light upgrade I did. I had a 2014 headlights in here that I have upgraded to the 2018 LEDs that look so much better than those halogens. I purchased all of this from Headlight Revolution, and pretty much it comes with everything you need. It'll have the harness for the headlights, and then the light bar comes with all the wiring and a control panel that pretty much everything's plug and play. Even the control panel places the dashboard section that comes out perfectly. Really love all this, and just want to show you some of the features since nothing really goes over all the settings and some of the little rewiring things you might have to do if you're getting the hyperflash issue on these headlights. So let's take a look. One thing about this light bar is the first thing I ran into, I was like, oh, my light bar don't work. I plugged everything up and I could never get the full light bar to work. But after reading over it, some of the safety things, they pretty much, it doesn't allow you to run the light bar anytime you want to, and it's kind of a safety feature to keep you from running up and down the roads with it on, because that's not allowed. So let's just address some of these settings. As far as full light bar, in order for it to work, you have three switches, and it's kind of dark, so I'll put a flashlight so I can see. You have three switches down here. First one's your full light bar, then the second one's what they call swipe, the night rider, and then the third one is your DRL function on your light bar. So in order for this full light bar to work, you have to be out of the auto setting and onto your just manual headlights. Then anytime you run your brights, push it forward, then you will get your full light bar feature on your truck, which I will say is very bright, along with your headlights, which these 2018s are really bright themselves. So it kind of works out, because if you want to run your bright headlights without the light bar, then you just switch it over to auto. That will turn your light bar off, and that way you can control whether or not you're running all of your bright lights at night or just some of your bright lights at night. So we turn that back off. Then this truck has what's called DRLs, which will go along with your current DRLs on your truck, but you can control that also. If you turn it off, which I have everything off right now, these outside portions can act as DRLs. If you leave your truck in the auto settings, these DRLs can be controlled by you whether or not you want them on or off. Third switch over, we'll flip it on. In this setting, they will run their brightest because it has two features. So I tell you what, let's turn this so you can see the bright. Here you can see much brighter. And then if you switch it, you can tell dimmer. Just gives you options of controlling how bright they are. Now, if you run just your parking lights, the dim setting will run by itself, whether or not you have the switch on or off. When they're in the auto mode in its daytime, they will not run. You can turn that switch on and they will run, and they will just run in their brighter setting. Kind of like this, that way I can control whether or not I want them on or off. I like having control over all the settings, so it's pretty much got all that covered. And then one last feature, which you really can't run because it's illegal, but it's fun for the kids. My kids love it whenever I drop them off at daycare, like showing it to his little classmates. They just love it. And it's the little night rider setting, swipe, whatever you want to call it. Those of you that remember Knight Rider, you understand why they call it that. It's pretty cool, like it. All the wires come with this kit. It comes with everything, even this panel is able, it comes with this complete panel. You take your factory one out, it comes with that one, and everything's plug and play. One thing that they address, if you'll look at Headlight Revolution's YouTube videos, they pretty much go over installing all of this. One thing they talk about is using the cigarette lighters for your power instead of your trailer brake. I didn't have a trailer brake, so that was really great to hear those instructions. But then also a lot of the guys that I've read that use the trailer brake get an error on their controls panel about their trailer brake. So I recommend using the cigarette lighter anyway for your power. The hardest part though was running wires through your firewall. I recommend soapy water to help get through. And then the next part was getting your wires over to your radio area. It's very tight. Be very careful. Try not to tear your harness up doing that. But other than that, everything's plug and play in that situation. Now, the headlights I really like too, so I upgraded to the LEDs, much brighter than the factories I had on my 2014. When you buy these, no matter which model you have, you're going to end up with hyper flash, where your blinker blinks really fast. It's thinking that the bulb's blown, but it's not. It's just the wiring's different. In the instructions, they address flipping the black wire with the purple wire on your blinker to solve this. Well, that instruction pretty much is for SR5 models. Us limited guys, 1974 guys, if you'll check this wire right here, there is no purple and black wire. This is the plug for the blinker. This plug is wired different for the guys that had the factory DRLs on those year models, 2014 and up. If you have the factory DRLs, the wiring's different. You only have two wires back there, and guess what? Neither one of them's purple nor black. You have a white with a black stripe, and you have, I believe it's like a red or a pinkish. And what you'll do is you'll have to repin that. It's very simple to do, plenty of videos on how to do that, but basically you pull the white intersection out of the plug, and then you're able to take a nail or something and to release the pin from inside, and you'll flip the ground wire, which is number 2, and you'll put it into the number 1 pin, which is blank, and that will solve your hyper flash. Then if you also have the NSV light bar, there's a jumper wire. That jumper wire is for us limited guys, the 1974 guys. There's a purple wire on the back of the motor for the headlights that you will use to get power to your DRLs. That way you can run your DRLs without the switch. The DRLs will come on by themselves when you have your lights set on parking lights. You do not have to turn them on. They'll come on by themselves, which is the way I prefer it, so I have my jumper wire around. So just wanted to go over some of those little things to show you how this all works, especially the repinning for the blinker. That's not addressed in a lot of places for the people with the limited. Like I said, I can find it everywhere about flipping the purple and the black, but I don't have a purple and a black. I reached out to a couple people and I hadn't heard back until I was able to finally find it online myself. So I'm going to try and share that with the people that might be searching for that also themselves. Other than that, that is my headlights and NSV light bar.